And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly, truly fantastic day today. Welcome back, my people. So I stumbled across an article from Yahoo Sports that was talking about Larry Bird. And the title of the article says, "You, Michael, and me might have been better off playing individual sports." This was Larry Bird talking to Kobe Bryant. And we know Kobe Bryant was someone who always sought after the greats to gain knowledge and wisdom about the game, which is part of the reason why he was able to maximize his potential and his skill set in the NBA, along with the hard work. And we also know that this is something that the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom did not do. So, again, this article is coming from Yahoo Sports. It says, "You, Michael, and me might have been better off playing individual sports. Larry Bird's advice to Kobe Bryant amid his leadership struggles." Says, when Shaquille O'Neal left Tinseltown in 2004, Kobe Bryant was appointed the new leader and captain of the Los Angeles Lakers. His marching orders were simple: win as many championships as possible. It was a mission Bryant embraced fully, given his supreme goal of becoming one of the greats. Bringing people together and guiding them to titles is not a walk in the park. The Black Mamba learned that not everyone on his team shared his mission. Some were content cashing in paycheck to paycheck. But he wasn't the first leader to face this challenge. Bird's words to Bryant. As a diligent scholar of the game, Bryant looked back in NBA history to see how legends dealt with teammates who didn't share his intensity. His curiosity led him to Boston Celtics icon Larry Bird, who had a similar experience in the 1984 NBA Finals. Following their embarrassing 137-104 defeat in Game 3, Bird said his teammates played like a bunch of sissies. Some say he was just playing mind games. He uttered such harsh words to motivate his teammates to perform better in the next game. However, Bird asserted he meant every word, as it reminded him of a horrible experience. Quote, "Everything just came back to 1979 and how Irvin got the best of us." And of course, we know that's when Larry Bird lost to Magic Johnson in college. It said, "Finally got a rematch with him and thought I beat him. I meant it. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it." The Celtics won the 1984 NBA championship in 7 games. Tangible proof that Bird and his words had an impact in the locker room. Bryant wanted to achieve the same level of success, and so he called up the Celtics legend, who was in the middle of playing golf. He expected to hear some words of wisdom or a thorough lecture on human psychology. Instead, Bird reminded him that some players are simply built differently, and LeBron James is not one of them, you LeBron James fanboys. Quote, Larry said, "You know what? That's why you, Michael, and me might have been better off playing individual sports," Kobe said per ESPN. Says Bird may have said other things that cleared things up for the Mamba. After all, a few years after his conversation with the 3-time NBA champion, Bryant boosted his ring count to 5. While the Lakers superstar still had a penchant for taking over games, for the most part he played within Phil Jackson's triangle. He patiently waited for the right time to strike and always made sure to get his teammates involved in the process. He took time to understand their personal histories and what made them tick. It was through understanding them as a human being that Bryant discovered how to motivate them. Bird remained a keen spectator of the shooting guard's career. He was in awe of how Bryant navigated through the ups and downs of life. No matter what life threw at him, the Lakers legend remained resolute about being the best possible person he could be. Quote, Kobe is one of the toughest human beings I ever seen because I know what he's been through, and he's played a hell of a lot more minutes than me, and he just finally figured it out. Hey, I'm gonna get hurt. I'm just going to play through it. And that's the mentality of a great player, Bird said. Let me read that last part one more time. Let me read this last quote one more time for you LeBron James fanboys who may not understand. Says, Kobe is one of the toughest human beings I've ever seen because I know what he's been through. And he's played a hell of a lot more minutes than me. And he just finally figured it out. Hey, I'm gonna get hurt. I'm just going to play through it. And that's the mentality of a great player. From the great Larry Bird, people, and I would wholeheartedly agree. I agree. And these are the type of things and type of stories why I constantly say that it was never in LeBron James to be one of the greatest. It is not part of his DNA. And so what did Larry Bird mean by him, Kobe, and Michael? Maybe they should have played individual sports. What he was saying is that him, Kobe, and Michael, the competitiveness that resided inside them to make them have the kind of attitude that, like, I'm literally going to leave it all on the court. I will literally give my last breath to win this game. That kind of competitiveness does not exist in everyone. And it is hard to pull that kind of competitiveness out of people who it does not exist in. But you do have to pull it out of them if you want to win. If you want to win in a team sport, you have to pull it out of them. And that is why I have always said that the thing that make the great players great is skill, will, and leadership. It is you working hard to improve your skills, which starts at the fundamentals of the game. It is your will. It's how much you can impose your will, how much you can hold up to the mental game, and not get defeated mentally, not let someone trash talk you out of your game, not let your emotions take you out of your game, your will. And last but certainly not least, and I think these are all equal things, is your leadership. How you get your teammates to rise to their very best for you. So we all know 1984, I'm pretty sure that's the tragic Johnson incident. But again, Larry Bird was saying after game 3, when they lost by 20 something points, he said to his teams, you guys played like a bunch of sissies. And while some people thought this was just a Jedi mind trick to get his team pumped up, Larry Bird was like, no, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it. Like, you guys were playing soft. And it needed to be said as a leader. Like, you guys were not giving your all out there. It needed to be said as a leader. And you can't take the passive aggressive route Like the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom. You can't take the LeBron James route and just pout and sit on the bench and not talk to your teammates. It needed to be said so that your teammates understand that, yes, you guys played like a bunch of sissies. And so when people question the leadership of people like Michael Jordan, say, oh, man, well, he didn't have to be that hard on his teammates. He punched Steve Kerr in the face and did all this and blah, blah, blah. You have to do what you have to do to get your teammates to rise to the occasion. When people try to criticize Kobe Bryant and say, oh, he wasn't a good teammate, blah, he was doing the same things and blah, blah, blah. You have to do whatever it takes, and sometimes that means creating conflict. Sometimes that means creating friction. Sometimes that means stirring the pot so that your team understands that nothing less than their best will be accepted. So you can get mad at me, you can call me whatever you want to call me, but at the end of the day, you need to understand that me as the leader of this team, I will accept nothing less than your best. And if you don't give me your best, then you're going to have to suffer through whatever I put you through, period. We're out here getting paid to do a job. And that job is win championships, despite what this modern generation of the NBA wants to think. With this modern generation of the NBA, everybody is trying to make everything more important than a championship, which is crazy to me. But no, championships is the number one goal. And if you are not trying to do that, why are you playing? If you are not trying to do that, why are you getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball? It is about winning. So yeah, to me, this is just another example that shows the difference in mindset. And it's just very interesting to me that Larry Bird actually said this to Kobe Bryant, that, hey, maybe me, you, and Michael should have played individual sports because everybody is not built like us. Everybody doesn't have that fire and desire to win at all costs the same way we do. Like this, it's a different kind of mentality. And at the end of the day, and you know, I would put Magic Johnson into that realm, but you know, I will say when I think if someone was to tell me to name the 3 most competitive people in the history of the NBA, the first 3 people I would think of would be Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Kobe Bryant. That's just a fact. Those would actually be the first 3 people that I thought of. But, you know, I'm sure there's quite a few players that come close to that. But at the end of the day, like I said, to me, that's the difference between the greats. And again, to me, what separates the greats is skill, will, and leadership. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about what Larry Bird had to say to Kobe Bryant? You know, basically saying that, hey, we're built different, and it is a knockdown, drag out trying to get people who don't have that same mindset to get on the same page with you. So, hey, maybe we should have all played individual sports. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.